Happy Monday, guys. Had a question through already about blood flow restriction training, which I'll come to right now. Okay, so they're just asking for my opinion on it, and actually, I've never done it. I will be trying it out relatively soon, and I do have an article on my website, just search for blood. So I've got another question through about bench press and how to engage the lats on a dumbbell press, because obviously you can hold onto the bar to help you engage them on a barbell. So if I'm honest, you want to do it in a very similar way. You want to retract the shoulder blades, then slightly arch, make sure you're arching, and then just tuck your elbows when you come down. Alright guys, so I'm just making my breakfast, which is my cocoa oats, just cocoa powder, whey protein, and oats. And then I've got for my mum's birthday last year, I got her afternoon tea, which she has taken me out for today, later today. So the ability to do that is great. I've got an early gym session today, and I think I've got 5 sets of front squats, 2 sets of straight leg deadlifts, 3 sets of leg press, leg curls, leg extensions. I'm going to make sure to not take anything very near failure, because it's all fairly new exercises to me, and especially a different sort of intensity in terms of say my legs are well and truly fudged from this high volume, high rep work. Absolutely killing. So my legs feel like jelly. Like I haven't had this feeling in my legs for probably a good year. Crazy. I literally can't remember the last time I went over, say, 10, 12 reps. So having done everything 12 plus today has obviously taken its time. This is literally a case of switch it up, not muscle confusion, but the fact is I've stuck to the same sort of training for a good year. I needed something changed. Slight self-experimentation. I've never run a block of full metabolic type training where you're going for kind of the pump all the time. Never extend this block to more than 4 to 6 weeks, because the adaptations that are taking place, a lot of them are endurance based, and that's not really what anyone who wants a lot of big muscle wants. Your endurance muscles are type 2 slow twitch. So I now need to get ready pretty quick because I've got afternoon tea with my mum. I will no doubt be snapping that. Be some guesstimation of food and calories going on. My weight now, and up to this point I've had about 432 calories. Actually I know exactly because I just checked. About 70 grams of whey, 50 grams of oats. So 70 grams of whey, 50 grams of oats, 10 grams of cocoa powder and an apple. And that's all I've had so far, and I've got a load of food to enjoy now. Looks good. These are the selection of savouries, and then the sweet stuff. Finished our afternoon tea, and it brought back memories because I didn't realise, but through there is where the first Alan Aragon conference were. So shout out to Luke Johnson. For anyone who knows Mike Samuels, this is actually the first time we ever met in person. I remember coming in here, sitting down there and having a coffee. We're sitting behind that wall. So I estimated that afternoon tea to be just over 1,300 calories. What do you reckon it was? What's your guesstimate on that snack? So someone's just asked how many calories are in my protein mug cake recipe. If you just go by 60 mils of milk, 30 grams of whey, it's about 120 calories. But I recommend you actually kind of track your calorie intake, depending where you are with your goals and nutrition stuff. But if you haven't tracked your nutrition, you don't know how many calories you're totally having, I recommend. Looking forward to this one. 20 grams of fibre. So this is what it looks like. Kind of like nougat with peanut chips in it. Very soft and floppy. You see this bar here has 20 grams of fibre. You might not be able to see that. I will just note, not all fibre is created equal. Fibre from these things is not as good. Soluble and insoluble fibre, and the one you want is just the one from natural products. Wholesome, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, that's the best type of fibre. For some reason people like to get away from eating fruits and vegetables. They try and like cheat the system by having supplements and supplementing fibre and multivitamins. Just eat them. It's the same with omega-3s. It's better to have salmon than have the omega-3 tablets. It's the same with multivitamins. It's the same with vitamin D. Sunlight's better. We all live lives, so if you can't get in the sun much, then maybe taking vitamin D is the best you can do. And if you don't like fish, then take omega-3s. If you don't eat much fruit and veg, then take them.
I had 3,000 calories yesterday. The scale weight is going to go up, but
today I did that 12 to 20 rep range workout, and it was a quad emphasis, and I thought my quads would be aching today. My glutes are aching so bad. Little, as per usual, on a Tuesday, to pick up my fresh kind of breakfast food for the week. Got a new client sign up and had a photo shoot in 8 weeks' time. Basically worked out that he had about 15 pounds to lose. Knew 15 pounds because he had a photo shoot before and he wanted to come down leaner. And to get down to that previous body weight, he'd need to lose that 15 pounds. Assuming he spent his training time well and been eating well and he's gained some mass, so that if he comes down to that same body weight, he'd just be there but leaner. What we have is to lose 15 pounds in 8 weeks. For him, who is already relatively lean and only 170-ish pounds, isn't realistic. So maximum I'd ever want to see body weight losses per week would be 1.5%, which would put him at around 2 pounds. But the only time you see that 1.5% is kind of at the start of the diet, or for people who aren't already very lean, and he is lean and he's already been dieting. If he actually wants to look good, maintain muscle mass, and actually have a chance of getting down to that body weight, we needed more time. Or we could have probably forced it. He probably could have got to that body weight, got really lean, but he would have lost muscle mass and it would have been a horrible process. What ended up happening is I explained all the options, and he's gone with extending his time to photo shoot by 4 weeks, which gives us a much more realistic time. This actually means is we now want to lose at around 0.5 to 1% each week. He's got a week for a diet break, and then we can attack fat loss again. This little segment has taught you is that you need to be realistic about your rate of fat loss, and a short amount of time can really help you out. You see a coach or a plan that's promising really, really fast, ridiculously fast fat loss, then question it. That plan or that coach can't explain how it's realistic, how it's sustainable, how it's not going to harm you in any way, shape or form, then leave it. Hey guys, so while my breakfast is cooking, I want to talk to you about my preferred method of training, which is autoregulatory in nature, and this is how I client program. So you'll see a lot of programs give you kind of a weight, a rep, a set number, and then kind of a number of minutes to rest. Brad Schoenfeld and Menzel Henselman looked at autoregulatory rest periods, and these came out on top. That's basically what everyone's doing in the gym. Well, most people, they're not timing their rest periods. Unless you've got a sport-specific reason to do so, it's best just to go by feel when you feel ready to do that set. The problem with that is if you auto-regulate just your rest and then you give a rep and weight number, people might just rest more to keep getting those reps out. You might think someone's progressing or you're progressing because you're managing to use more weight and get the same number of reps, but actually it's because you've increased your rest period. So the way I program isn't to give reps or rest periods, I auto-regulate both. I give a weight and then I give a number of sets. They know they're doing 100 kilograms of squats, 3 sets. They do their first set, they get a number of reps. Then they rest as long as they need, and then they do another set and get a number of reps. By auto-regulating both the number of reps and the rest, you actually manage to predict progress rather than, oh, someone thinks they're progressing. If someone slept really well, then they would need less rest and they'll get more reps out because they've slept really well and they're well fueled. Whereas if they slept really badly, then they might get less reps, need more rest. So you can see by using both, you get a real progress view. If the person was given the number of sets and reps, then on that good day, they'd easily achieve 3 sets and get all of the reps they needed to get. And on that bad day, they'd get those 6 reps, but take absolutely ages over it. Whereas with auto-regulating it, they can take advantage of the good and sit back on the bad. And that, my friends, is why I auto-regulate both reps and rest, because it makes you can take advantage of good days, sit back on the bad day. So switched up a little bit this morning, got some wholemeal toast and had an omelette here instead, but it's all standard roasted veggies and salsa. I was talking about my client and his photo shoot, so we have our start by weeks, percentage coming down, holiday, then photo shoot. By doing this very basic kind of layout, we can see weight is coming down by a percentage each week. It won't be this linear, but because we have this plan, we're much likely to succeed. It has beta-alanine in, about 4 grams, citrulline malate, about 10 grams, about 5 grams creatine monohydrate. In here, no special reason. I did somewhat lie about there being no relevance of timing. Citrulline malate has a small amount of evidence that it's good during your workout or pre-workout. Alanine and creatine, on the other hand, are chronic, so they have no acute response apart from beta-alanine causes skin to tingle. Virtually everyone could benefit from taking creatine monohydrate, just 5 grams a day. Apart from just the sports performance benefits, there's other benefits that are coming out of the research. Beta-alanine, on the other hand, has less evidence to support it. It also only really helps in your endurance repetition zones, which is why I'm taking it right now. Today's workout did change. I was just going to be doing a push day, but it's changed to an upper body, full body upper, but with a pull emphasis. I had a question come through asking about what should someone do when they're injured, about macros, how should they recalculate them up, down. So I'd first want to determine how bad the injury was. Is it just like a twinge, or is it something more serious? How bad is the injury? Because that will determine the degree that we go. Our main priority is getting better, so if it's really bad, maybe they can't train, maybe they need those extra calories to help them repair. Surefire way to lose muscle mass is to not train, not use resistance training. So if you can't train because you're injured and you're trying to be in a calorie deficit, you're more likely to lose muscle. Or any of my clients get pretty badly injured, I always recommend going back to maintenance, maybe even into a slight surplus, but go around maintenance. If the injury is not that bad, maybe you can still train or, to a degree, then I just keep going with the goal. Don't disrupt the goal, just keep going with what you're doing. These are one of those situations where they sound amazing, you think it's going to taste like a Reese's cup, but you eat it, you wish you had a Reese's cup. Nutrition facts, so 240, 120 per, 17 grams of fat for the two of them, 20 grams of protein, itty bit of carbs and fibre. So these will cost you about 3 times as much as like a Reese's cup. They're slightly higher in protein, but micronutrition wise and like quality wise, they are better. When you open it, you'll get it sealed like this. So I'm just going to have one and I'll show the inside. So my point there really is, if you're really craving a Reese's cup, then go and have a Reese's cup in moderation rather than hoping that this is going to solve your craving, because it won't. I've just been working my butt off again, some more content for you guys. So this is my next blog post, how to make your own successful meal plan. So guys, I'm going to give you a top tip, and actually it's going to come from Charlotte. Boiled eggs from the fridge, how long until soft boiled?
5.5 minutes.
I'm going to give you another top tip, and that's to do beans. If you want your beans to be kind of thick and nice textured, then do them in a pan rather than in the microwave. So I've got chicken with roasted aubergine and tomato, and then some homemade pizza dough bread, and Charlotte has got boiled egg, beans. Guys, I cannot be the only one that does this, that eats cereal more often dry than with milk. Anyone else do this? Always dry. Pro tip, if you want your oats to cool down really quick, put them by the window, because you're not putting those in the fridge or the freezer. It's just going to ruin the fridge and freezer.